Hello, DC community. A few weeks ago, I made a loadout for Hardlight. Well, actually, for a buff troll. So I recently was giving new information because apparently I was kind of being misled by some people that don't know what a buff troll really is. And last night on my Twitch channel, Fat Panda 282828, one of the people that follow me, they're a buff troll, and they gave me some pointers, and I decided to change a little bit, and so I did, and this is what I've come up with. And I honestly, I'll say that the buffs that I can give for might and precision, and also keeping my Claw of Alcahund up, buffing a healer and a tank and stuff like that, was actually a good idea for me because it's more of my style. I'm not going to be doing any of the sweaty elite missions, but it's a basic concept of buff troll. So, as you can see, this is a hard light troll, and these are the artifacts I'm using. I'm using a Claw of Ale Cahoon, which is 170, and then I'm using the tetrahedron of the Ungrund, and I'm using the Cog of Megadon. And I didn't know that the cog actually takes a 1.125% of my health, and if that's the case, my health is 262,000, so you can imagine that's a pretty good significant precision buff. And then the tetrahedron, it will buff people's might up to 1.8%. Yeah, that's not 200, and I'm not giving them a 2%, but it's based upon my health too. So as you see, my health is 262, so that's a huge increase too. So these two were very vital, that I didn't know that I needed to be a buff troll, because I realized last night I went through some missions and just buffing people and learning some things, and then this one here, it buffs people's might again, and also restoration and dominance as well. So I realized that these three here for me was the best for my playstyle. And I had to make a few choices. As you can see, my armor, I'm running Tumbling Master, helps me tumble out of the way and get out of the way of things. And then on my hands, I'm running Improved Stealth. And the reason why is, as a troll, you kind of don't want to be drawing attention to yourself, because you're trying to debuff and you're trying to stay kind of like that silent killer, So then on a weapon, I use Replenishing Adapter. And then in my head, I run Supercharged Group Shielding. That's that green ball you see all the team in when your supers pop. Then on the neck, I use Escalating and Replenishing Process, which helps rejuvenate my power back. So as you can see, it increased my critical power chance by 5%. 6 seconds. And then in my back, I use Weakening Field. And the reason why I use that is players striking you have a chance to reduce their control resistance by 30% for 8 seconds. Then on my chest, I'm running Extended Supercharge. And the reason why I run Extended Supercharge is because I like to have that little extra super energy. And what I've learned from this is that when you're running with an EOG healer, even if they only pop like once every minute and a half or once a minute, you go graze through there, and it helps build your super energy. And if you get to a spam EOG person, I realize that it tends to constantly refill your super energy. So having Extended Supercharge really helps out, because it gives you a chance to pop that bubble if the healer's in dire straits and they can't personally pop one of their defensive shields, or say the tank isn't running Superman and he doesn't do a breakout where it gives the team a 6-second damage shield. So I mean, there's lots of variables. Then in the legs, I just put Restorative Hand because it felt odd not to have something in my legs. And as you see, I'm CR 377, and let's go to my skill points first. And as you see, I have 593 skill points. I spec myself out a little differently than most trolls should or would do it, but I realized this kind of setup was best for my playstyle, because it gave me bigger power chance and bigger power dumps than what I was getting before. So as you see, I'm expecting a superpower. And so what I do is I get all 10 for the, or 20 for the critical power chance. Then I get 10 for the critical power magnitude. Then I drop 325 skill points into my vitalization, which helps me, regenerate energy. And then I put 10 in here and 15 in here just for keepsake. And then I put 185 into my might and power. And the reason why I did that is because if you look up there, I have a plus 10% power, plus 10% might, plus 10% weaponized rating, and it gives me a plus 3,873 power. So it makes my power dumps a little heavier, and also allows me to have more might, and also, a stronger weaponized rating. And let's go to my allies real quick. So with the allies, I'm using Professor Zoom, and the only reason is because he does a lot of AoE, like the funnel. I mean, he pulls everything, kind of helps the tank, and spins that little funnel around almost like a tornado. So I actually like it. It's kind of something I just love to see. And then I'm using Cyborg. So, I receive a passive power recovery rate when, my base generators are above 50%. So he helps me with power. And then I decided to go with the Death Metal Batman. And applying a debuff drops a pull that restores power over time. Defeating targets heals you in up to 3 enemies. So when I'm popping my debuffs and enemies are being defeated, it helps drastically. So, you're going to see the guitar and know the music notes when I start. But I'm going to show you a quick rotation of what I do. I'm going to show you the before stats and after stats of how I'm buffing. Because, a lot of people, are like, okay, well, I want to do this, I want to do that. Well, the way I, put my debuff troll together, it's pretty down to earth, it's pretty chill. So, anyway, the way I have my character set up is to my ideal playstyle, and I love to troll now. I mean, it's fun, but I'm not really going to get into the artifact swapping, even though I have other artifacts up here I can swap with. But times I will switch out one of them with Grimoire's chain, because I do like the chain. It's pretty dope. I like to see that big chain around, like say Valades or say Doomsday or the bosses. That chain's freaking huge. So yeah, I love that animation. But if I'm in a raid group or something, or a 4-player, I'm going to run this setup, just for the fact is because it's the one that gives me the highest advantage to buff team, to make the burn go faster, and also helps a healer and a tank and other players, attain to their special powers. So as you can see, my powers, my might right now is 111,052, and you see my precisions 45,623, and my vitalization 60,175. So I'm going to run through a rotation real quick, and then I'm going to pause it for a moment so you can see the stats change once I get it propped. So just be patient, and I'll show you guys that. So right now you see I'm in the House of Legends, at the sparring room, and this here, the stats are a little jaded, but the pump up the volume stats, they're not jaded. I've actually tested them live in raid earlier. So what I'm going to do is just start off my bumps. What I'll do is recharge first, and you see the gold crystals on my hand, that means my skull or my claw of Al Cahoon's ready to rock. So what I'll do is I'll start there, I'll recharge the weapon master, recharge, weapon master, recharge, then my buffs are down, go for my buffs again, recharge. Now look at my stats. My might is now 129,000, my vitalization 61,000, and as you see, the numbers are changing right before your eyes. So you see how much it buffs up. It's like anywhere between 15 and 18,000 buffs. So that's the reason I wanted to make this video, is because you don't you don't have to have these super high, but to make yourself competitive, I would suggest get them over 160, just so that you get that, almost, super powered out. But to the people that are going to be doing like say the Source Wall Elite Plus or Source Wall Elite, I would suggest you try to get your artifacts to 200. But like I said, these here are currently what I had to do because I ate one of my artifacts on accident. I was trying to eat the Parasite's power harness because I really didn't need it, but it got rid of my rail, so my rail artifact, so I felt kind of stupid. But eventually I'm going to get the rail back up there, and this is going to be gone to Parasites because it's kind of like the Cog of Megadon, but this one here is based off your vitalization. This one here is based upon you recharging, and it's based upon your health. And my health is 262, and my vitalization 60,000. So you can do the math, but personally, I think that the Cog is more advantage. Then, I was unaware of it when the Tetehithon did that. The enemy with the superpower, gave you up to 7 group members might up to 1.8% of their health. That is a huge buff. That's like taking like a whole bunch of nitro soda colas and precise soda colas and popping them in there, and you think so. That's why I said, I was really excited to make this loadout and make the video so I could share it on YouTube. And like I said, if you like the video, like and subscribe, and I hope it helps you, and it makes you ear trolling more experience, more fun, because we all want to do something in DC that's fun, that we want to be competitive and stuff like that. But like I said, these are the artifacts and these are the way I'm set up. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, and if you want to see my live gameplay, go on Twitch, and my username, like I said, is fatpanda282828. So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping in and taking a look at my newly remodeled buff troll. And you guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.